499 people, they did commit fraud.
How many parliament seats?
250.
And
249.
on each, you suppose 10 is running for.
I mean, it's very strange, you know. It's very strange. In Afghanistan, people do commit fraud, but they never claim that I have committed the fraud. Others committed the fraud.
How many political parties were running?
We don't have political, but this is actually a major concern for us. We don't have political parties, but we have of course, the political parties that we have are the remaining of the communist regime groups, and also the Mujahideen groups, which are political parties. And they actually, unfortunately, our system is presidential. In the presidential system, we don't have it is a single non-transmittable vote, which is a disaster. I must say is a disaster.
So everybody can run.
One of the failures of our democracy is that we don't have political parties. Democracy can only exist with political parties, and unfortunately we don't have this. I hope within the next 5 years or 4 years we would be able to establish good political parties and democratic political parties where people can actually come together.
So how many do you expect political parties come and participate in election in the near future?
I should expect something around 16 to 20 political parties in Afghanistan at this stage. Okay. In order to clear the lines of conflict among the society and among the people. Because in Afghanistan, there are different lines of conflict. For example, ethnicity is a line of conflict. Language is a line of conflict. Political affiliation or background is a line of conflict. The status of economy or economic status is a line of conflict. The region, which region you belong to, is a line of conflict. These are the issues, and of course the many other issues in
cultural. Out of these
relations.
Many lines of conflict, as you said, how about the language? You have 6 different nations.
We have 36
nationalities. 36 nationalities.
Ethnic groups,
Ethnic groups. Each speaks one language almost.
Some share languages. So and
what is the language that they speak among each other?
The administrative language in the whole country, the major one is Farsi, is Dari, because everybody can speak Dari. While the government is dominated by the Pashtuns, which is the Pashto speakers. And Pashto is perhaps in terms of the Pashto in Farsi and Dari, they are both official languages of the government. They are equally dealt with in the government at the government level. But majority of the people is because Farsi is very easy. Dari is very easy. It's like English, very easy. And the grammar is very easy.
People for Farsi,
can speak Farsi. For Dari. We call it Dari, and it's Farsi. It's the same language. It's like Iranians, but only the accent is different. Like American English and British English.
I see.
It's very same language.
So how do you then, I mean, you speak obviously very good English, and I have been meeting people from Afghanistan who always spoke very surprisingly well English. How much English is spoken?
The English speakers in Afghanistan are very, very few, is not that much. In the past, before the war, before the communist coup, we had all our curricula in the university and local languages, in Farsi and Pashto. Majority were in Farsi. And we had never felt the need to study any foreign language for study, unless there was a higher education scholarship or something that people were applying, and they were going for learning a foreign language, which was English and German and French, these three main languages. After the communist coup, majority of the people, educated people, they went for Russian to learn Russian, because Russia was providing scholarship courses for people and study. So Russia got a bit of importance in Afghanistan, or the Russian language got very importance. But English was actually, I studied in Farsi in my university in Kabul, and I learned English in Kabul. I have never been outside Afghanistan, so I have lived all my life inside Afghanistan.
You have been traveling a lot?
Recently, only after the fall of the Taliban, I'm traveling. But before that, I was completely inside Afghanistan. And I'm still inside Afghanistan, living in Afghanistan.
However, I understand there are more and more Afghans are coming back Is it true?
It is not more and more, but there are lots of committed Afghans who love their country, who love their homeland, and they want to.
They are looking for a better.
There. They want to have a prosperous Afghanistan and live in Afghanistan.
Is that true that there are Mongolians living in Afghanistan?
This is a number of questions that we still have here, but I was checking a number of words in the past 5-6 days. I can see the number of the words that we have, like for example, Batur or Batar that you use, Ulan that we use and you use, the Ulus that you use, we use as well. A number of other words that I can't remember now, but there are many words that we share.
Similar words.
Similar words, which means that there should be a sort of cultural relation between you and us. From the genetic perspective, there should be a number of Mongols. I don't believe if Genghis Khan came to Afghanistan and stayed there. Afghanistan is not a place for a conqueror to stay. None of the conquerors had stayed in Afghanistan, because Afghanistan is very mountainous, like Mongolia, very cold, very dry, and in summertime, very hot, very cold. A number of Mongolian may have liked the nature and have stayed particularly in areas like Bamyan and Ghazni, and Uruzgan, and areas like Ghor. But I don't believe if they have stayed there in Afghanistan. Maybe they have migrated in a proper way ages before than the Genghis Khan attack in Afghanistan. Mm-hmm. While the documentary or documents or the history shows that the Hazaras particularly, who have a very similar face like Mongolians, they were there before the Genghis Khan attack, and they were actually there according to the Shahnameh, one of the myth book of Afghanistan, one of the famous books of Afghanistan, and shared between Iran and Afghanistan. I think the Sochins, which called the Mongols, should be the Mongols, the original Mongols, or the Hazaras, is written as Sochins. They have been there for many, many years before the Genghis Khan. At least 600, I can say 600 at least, based on that kitab, on that book.
You have, how many days you were staying in Mongolia?
Actually, we are leaving tomorrow morning very early in 7.
And during this stay, what you are taking with you, ideas?
Well, the first thing
whatever.
that I will take is the warm hospitality of the Mongolians, which is unforgettable. I think they're very friendly people, very polite, always cooperative, and I appreciate that. I never felt that I'm not at home. I thought I'm at home, and I really enjoyed.
How many and who were in your delegation? What kind of people?
We are 10 people. From the government of Afghanistan, from the civil society, and from the EITI initiative that we have in Afghanistan. We also have people from private sector and from the international investors in Afghanistan. We have one Chinese colleague with us, friend with us, and we have 2 from the private sector. Actually, including the Chinese friend, we have 3. Private sector, 3 civil society, 1 government, and 3 EITI.
So you came here to learn what we are doing, or to study what we do?
Yes. We came here to learn how you experience the EITI and how you actually struggled with the dilemma of transition from the communist regime to a liberal, to a communist or centralized economy to a liberal economy. So, I think our take is very important. We have learned a lot. We have taken a lot of things now into consideration, particularly how to deal with the challenge of the law and law enforcement programs and advocacy for change into the law, as well as a number of coalition building mechanism for putting pressure onto the government or inside the government, and also making lobby groups. These are the experiences that we have learned. And was the most interesting meeting that we had was when you were member of the parliament, members of the parliament, also members of the government. And of course, we were very impressed with the civil society as well.
Who was your host?
Our host was the Open Society Forum, and we are very thankful to them. And they did a very good facilitation for the whole trip and the tour and the exposure visit. And I think we learned a lot, and the whole trip is funded by the OSI, the Open Society Institute.
Well, very nice to hear that, and we are lucky to have you here.
Thank you very much.
And good luck with your next mission to make better Afghanistan.
We hope to see you as well in Afghanistan. One day we hope to have a peaceful Afghanistan, that we can have you there as well.
Thank you very much.
You're most welcome.
Thank you.
Ani төлөө эх орн чинь юу хийж чадах вэ гэж асуухаас өмнө та өөрөө эх орныхон төлөө юу хийж чадах вэ гэж асуу. Jan Federal